Okay, hello everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. We got Catherine Hébert drawing the same dog as from last week.
Yes,
So we have no more pheasant week.
we have now dog week.
Well, Chihuahua week.
Chihuahua week. I like it. So yeah, we're continuing the drawing from last week. Oh,
So did you work on this one at all between the two streams or?
no,
Okay.
I did not. I'm gonna try to finish this one on stream. So like, just keep working on this one and not work on it like outside of the stream.
Poor little Eastern, what's it, Eastern Landing?
Eastern Passage.
Eastern Passage
Eastern
dog.
Passage dog.
Based on a real dog from a real small town, real tourist trap in Nova Scotia. But
It's
not a real hoodie because the real hoodie was green, as you can see in the little photo.
Yep. Yeah. Not really a tourist trap though. It's like actually quite nice.
Well, you went there, you were a tourist.
That is true. But also like my sister went there and she's a local. And she goes there when I'm not there.
So just a trap then.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if we can move his leg a little bit and give some negative space between the shirt and the leg. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try.
That's going to render him not stable.
I mean, you can be stable with legs a little further apart. I would think.
Suppose this is one of the advantages of digital painting over
Yeah, you can
regular
like
painting.
try things. So if I do this, and then just for fun, will it look stupid?
He looks so worried that you're mangling his legs.
There's undo is digital, that's fine.
He doesn't know that. He's a dog.
Yeah, I think I like it better with like, I mean, I'll need to like fix the leg a little bit, but I think I like it better with a little bit of space and it's not kind of squished.
I think you've disenchubbed him a bit.
Yeah, I need to like, because now it's just like the tip of his leg, like I need to,
No, but I mean in general, like, your painting is of a less obese dog than...
that's very possible.
I mean, that's not a criticism. That's just... Or maybe the orange hoodie you painted is a little less puffy. Like if you look at his front left paw, like his sleeve is a little less puffy.
Oh yeah, I gave him some like sleeve like cuffs because
He's dapper.
yeah, I thought it would look better on him to have some cuffs.
I mean, it does look like the original green outfit is not insanely well tailored. Sorry, excuse me. It is 900 million degrees centigrade in here right now. So I have the AC right in my face, which is causing some coughing.
It is not that bad.
Environment Canada put up a warning.
Yes, but you're sitting in front of like the AC, the shitty AC, but like
I'm sitting in front of a underpowered AC in a room that is windows on 3 sides.
yeah, you're still sitting in front of the AC.
There's like a underpowered AC in a like greenhouse.
It's not that bad.
It is worse than you could possibly imagine.
I'm also sitting in the same room, not in front of the AC.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're not melting like... I'm like the male version of the what's-her-face from Wizard of Oz, melting into a pile of goo.
Isn't that like the witch?
Yeah, the Wicked Witch of the West, who I guess now is known as Elphaba for some reason.
Was that not her name before?
I don't know if they invented that name for Wicked or not. I haven't seen that movie since I was like 12, and I haven't read the book since I was like 12 and a half. So there was one of those like Canadian Belgian co-production Nelvana animated series in the 90s, like shows like Ovid and stuff like that, raccoons.
Yeah.
There was one that was a Wizard of Oz adaptation that I had not thought about in like 30 years until just now. As usual, we got like nobody in Twitch and nobody on YouTube, but we got a sizable crowd on Instagram. Upwards of 4 individuals.
That's pretty good. I think I need to. Oh, it should be good. Okay. I don't know Doug anatomy that much. I feel like his leg is a little bit stiff now. Maybe I need to have his little like heel sticking out.
His little what?
Heel, like the kind of back part of the leg.
Yeah. Like the backwards ankle thingy?
Yeah.
I think what you do is you just place like a shrub.
Just in front of it?
Yeah. I mean, there's a long history of artists like strategically placing items to not have to draw hands and feet.
I mean,
that was basically everything Marvel Comics did in the 90s.
I would like to not do that.
Well, Rob Liefeld of the comics did it in the 90s, and he's like a multi-millionaire, so...
Maybe I should do it. Is
Maybe
that
you
what you're
should.
saying?
Every part of the anatomy that is difficult to draw was covered with like foreground stuff, or just like tons of pouches on their costume. So we've had a busy little time at the Ugly Cat Studio last couple weeks, redoing our website, updating blog posts, fixing technical issues, all of which is very boring, but it has meant that we have not had the wherewithal to actually put new products and prints in the store. But that will be coming soon. In the next week or two, we'll have that figured out. We got a couple of cats. There may be, I believe, a pigeon. I might be mistaken on that.
Maybe. I don't know if it'll be ready. But like, there's going to be a pigeon at some point.
And I mean, there's 2 pheasants that'll be coming in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah.
But ready to go, I think we have 2 cats.
You have 2 cats.
One is Lucille, the cat of your mom's neighbor.
Yeah.
And the other one is which one?
It's Jimmy, Jim Cat.
Oh yeah, that was posted on the socials.
Yeah.
He is a big yellow tabby. Well, I don't know how big he is, but he's a yellow tabby.
I was talking to my mom a couple days ago. She was telling me that Lucille is now the boss of the village.
How's that?
The town. I don't know. She does what she wants, and she goes like visit everyone. So she's running the place.
Is she giving fish and?
I don't think she's giving fish.
Well, she's not doing it right then. You got to extract them rents from. Get while the getting's good.
Okay, I think that's not so bad. I think that's pretty good.
Are you gonna make the other 4th foot visible?
No, the other foot is kind of under his belly.
Belly.
Yeah, I'm happy with that change. I think that just makes him a little bit more dynamic. A bit of shadows, some contact.
What's wrong?
I was trying to pick a color and it didn't work.
That's another advantage of digital painting.
Yeah.
You don't have to get one of those palettes out and mix pigments and stuff.
I was pretty good at it though.
Good at painting or good at pigment mixing?
I mean, pigment mixing. I wasn't terrible at painting. Like that was been for school for that, but
Did you have one of those like big round artist palettes like you see on the cartoons?
I never used that because I had one, but I never used it. I just used like a regular ceramic plate.
Not like a separate bowl for each color?
Yeah. No, I also didn't use that because that's annoying when you have a bigger brush. Like you can't really like spread the color. So I was just using like a big plate, and then I could leave it like to dry, like the paint to dry on it, and then it would peel off, so it was easier to clean. And that meant that I could like postpone the cleaning, which I was a big fan of.
Yeah, you still are.
Yeah.
Our studio cat Woodhouse, let's just say his digestion is not the most, it's not his best quality. So he's spitting up food in various places, and we got a little stain we got to clean up in the studio. But we couldn't do it because we had to be on stream.
Yep.
And luckily, that part of the studio is not on camera. We're now pivoting to being a feline gastrointestinal blog, or cast, or whatever.
Anyway, to come back to that previous point, my mom once told me when I was in Cégep studying art, I had to do like I had to replicate a painting. So I did a Van Gogh,
Okay.
and my mom still has it to this day. But
Yeah,
I
I've
was
seen
like,
it.
you know, I was like late teens.
So Cégep, that's like college. That's like 17 to 19, I guess.
Yeah, 17 to 19. So I'm doing this
For the
like,
people who don't know the Quebec weird system.
it's like between high school and university. So I was doing the painting, obviously at night because I waited last minute because that's
how you roll.
what I do. That's how I roll. And I was just like, I did it in one night before it was due because again, that's how I roll. But my mom was like, you know, came down. I was in the basement. And she was annoyed because back then she was taking oil painting classes. And she was like, hey, come downstairs and you're like watching like Beauty and the Beast on the like, television. You work in the dark without light and you can just mix the colors and like it works. And she was kind of like annoyed at the
Your
fact
talent
that,
and effortlessness?
Well, yeah.
You were watching Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah.
Like the Linda Hamilton one?
No, the Disney one.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
Linda Hamilton one.
Well, when you're watching in the basement, I figured it was a TV show.
With a VHS.
They could have released the Linda Hamilton, Ron Perlman Beauty and the Beast on VHS.
That's true. But yeah, no, Beauty and the Beast was my favorite movie for a long time, and I watched it all the time.
I'm Googling the Linda Hamilton Beauty and the Beast now. Oh, it's earlier than I thought. 1987 to 1990.
I would have guessed earlier than that.
I thought it was like 93 to 96.
This is pretty 80s though, I think.
Well, let me tell you a little secret. I've never watched it.
I saw like parts of it. I don't think I've seen like actual...
Full episode?
Yeah.
Well, you'll be sad to know that the Blu-ray release was canceled.
I'm very sad about it.
It is out on DVD though. It is the Beauty and the Beast TV show is apparently beloved in the filk music community.
In the what?
Filk, Filk.
What is filk music?
I have just found it. It is a musical genre tied to science fiction, fantasy, and horror fandom. So, like a bunch of nerds making music, like getting guitars and doing music about, like, well, Beauty and the Beast, for example. And it started out as a typo because there was some magazine that talked about folk music in 1955, but spelled it filk, and it stuck. So now we're going to pivot to being a Beauty and the Beast filk stream.
If the ugly cat doesn't work, filk music.
I mean, we could keep the name and just have it refer to Ron Perlman.
That's true. We could do that.
Oh wow, they had a reboot.
Like the series?
Yeah, from 2012.
Oh wow.
And it lasted longer than the original.
That's impressive.
It started Kristen Kroik from Smallville as the Beauty.
Oh, I met her once
Yeah, I think you did.
in Vancouver, I think, in the bar.
And you didn't know who she was.
I knew who she was, but I couldn't like place her. Cause like, and I didn't know her name, and I didn't know who she was, and I didn't know that she was an actress. So she was sitting next to me, and I was like, "Oh, you see, like you look familiar." And she was like, "Oh, I'm in like Smallville," and I'm like, I've never watched Smallville. I don't think I recognize you from there." And then I just didn't find where I was recognizing her from, and then I realized that she was in a project we worked on, like a B-movie remake of Ben-Hur, which
So in your VFX day
Yeah.
job, you
which I don't know, like I was color graded just joined. I don't know if she'll remember Ben-Hur, because I think we were working together back in the day.
someone who joined on Instagram.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a movie. It was actually a what's it called? TV miniseries. The Ben-Hur one.
Ben-Hur?
Yep.
Yeah.
It aired on CBC and ABC in the US.
Yeah, it was like 2 episodes or something.
It was 4, I believe.
4?
No, it was 2. She was also woefully miscast as Chun-Li in Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. Like, I didn't see the movie. I don't know if she did a good job of acting or not, but the like Chun-Li is like a muscular, like thick-thighed,
Yeah,
like
that's
MMA
the
fighter.
one with the 2 buns on her head, right?
Yeah. Whereas Kristen Kroik is pretty slight in build.
Woodhouse, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but like,
The cat's gone crazy.
have you gone crazy with us?
El gato es loco.
Nita? I do remember, sadly. Yep.
I take it that was not a good film or not fun to work on.
I don't remember much about it. Like, I remember that actually I had to do like, yeah, the cat is pretty loud.
Yeah, welcome to our lives. This cat does not shut up 24/7. I am not a morning person, but I get up like before 7 every day, before 6 sometimes, because he will not shut up. Yeah, we're talking about you.
But yeah, what I remember the most about that project is one specific map painting about a city, but also, yeah, a house with cats. I remember like having to do some rotoscopy on it or something. Like we had to do some background characters, um, which for those who don't know in VFX, that's not the most fun thing to do, but
That's like grunt work.
yeah.
I wonder if you can like stream that low budget 2012 version of Ben-Hur anywhere.
I don't know. I don't necessarily
2010,
want to.
sorry. I need to critique your rotoscopy. The
Is
reviews
Woodhouse-
aren't good.
No. Is Woodhouse go? Oh no.
No, he's right behind you and he's screaming his little larynx out.
Woodhouse. Everyone's hearing you. Viens-t'en. Viens-t'en, on va montrer ta petite face. Hopefully he joins me on the desk and then I can turn on my camera so you guys can see him. I'm pretty biased, but I think he's pretty cute.
Well,
I mean, I am biased.
of course you are. He'd be cuter if he was a little quieter. Or so I say.
Oh, Color Graded says, rejoice yourself because you can stream Ben-Hur 2010.
Okay, what is it, Netflix? Okay, we're pivoting. We're now a Ben-Hur 2010 stream.
Let's not do that.
I'm going to hook up Apple TV Plus into the streaming app.
So for those of you who were not here last week, I'm working on this dog here that you can see here. It's a dog I saw in a parking lot in Nova Scotia in the little kind of like fisherman like village.
Tourist trap.
It's not that trappy, but anyway, I saw him and he was very cute in the parking lot, so I decided to draw him.
Or a version of him with a better hoodie and no leash, because he runs free.
Yeah, he runs free.
The cat is now licking your moccasins.
He's so silly.
He is silly, verging on undignified, but silly. So anyway, I guess we got to Ben-Hur from Kristen Kroik.
Yeah.
Because she starred in the remake of Beauty and the Beast. Which I'm sure also was not very good. Though it ran for 70 episodes. More than the 56 of the original.
Surely wasn't that bad if it lasted that long.
I mean, there's some bad shows.
That's true.
Not only was there 70 episodes, but there's 3 tie-in novels.
There's novels?
Yeah.
Like written pre first TV show, like series, or like after, like between the two?
During. Like they're novels in the TV show universe.
Okay.
Like Star Wars novels or whatever.
Mm.
There's like a Beauty and the Beast 2012 extended universe is what I'm saying.
Okay. I did not expect that.
So now we got to check the Kindle app to see.
I also will not be doing that.
The first book is called Vendetta, which is not easy to find because that's a pretty common word.
Don't you have the author?
I don't have the author. I found it. Beauty and the Beast by Titan Books.
He has pretty gorgeous eyes.
This dog?
Yeah. Color Greta just said those eyes are incredible. It seems like they can see through my soul. Mesmerizing. I mean, look.
The funny thing is that when
Yeah.
you said that about his eyes, I was looking at the cover of the Beauty and the Beast novels, where the Beastly guy is he's pretty dreamy.
Well, I'm sure it doesn't have the eyes as good as this guy. He has pretty nice eyes.
Chihuahuas always look so like
Cute? Yeah.
yes, but worried.
Yes. That's true.
Speaking of Chihuahuas, apparently Taco Bell in the Netherlands is bankrupt as of today.
What?
Taco Bell
Yeah?
is bankrupt in the Netherlands.
Oh, I thought I was like, surely like Taco Bell's not bankrupt in the US.
No, I can't imagine that. Nor in Canada. But
I mean, there's like 3 Taco Bells in Canada. So.
no, there's many Taco Bells in Canada. There's none in Quebec. Whenever we go to Toronto or
That's true.
Western Canada, I always want to stop at Taco Bell. When you grow up as like a vegetarian kid, Taco Bell is like your fast food. Like that's the best one, bar none.
It is pretty good for veg food.
Especially back in the day when like they didn't have Beyond Meat and Impossible Burgers at places.
Yeah.
So you go to McDonald's and you get the what, like the relish bun.
I'm amazed that McDonald's still doesn't have like veg option like in Canada.
Yeah, they have it in Europe.
Yeah.
We took a trip to Switzerland just to eat at McDonald's once.
And
Chestnuts.
chestnuts.
We're not gonna go into chestnut casting again. And in was it in France that we had it?
Yeah, in France also they had the veg
Last month
options.
actually, or maybe it was in May.
Yeah, it was in May.
We both in London and in Paris we tried it. We are the best kind of tourists that go.
In London?
Yeah, we ate it in the park with pigeons, or not in a park, but like in a park, like a seated area outside the King's Cross station, or St. Pancras station, maybe. We got out of the train station, crossed the street, got the
Oh
McDonald's.
yeah. I remember in those like weird stairs. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we had it in the Westfield Catin in La Défense in Paris.
The worst mall in the world.
I think we're still in that mall.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, there's this like built-up area outside Paris called La Défense, where there's like a bunch of skyscrapers and a bunch of hotels and shopping malls and stuff. But the shopping mall is like 6 different buildings connected underground, and there is no exit. You can only go in. And once you're in there, it's like it's like the Hotel California. You can check in, but you can't check out.
Yeah.
And you ask Google Maps, where is this thing I'm trying to find? And it tells you, and you go there, and it's not there. And then to go back to where you were, like, it's gone, and you're just stuck in this like endless series of tunnels again and again and again for hours.
Yeah.
We were like, what, 36 feet from our hotel once, and it took us 3 hours.
Yeah. It was ridiculous.
So we're joking that like we are actually still in that mall. Everything we have experienced in the last 2 months is just a mirage. And they like, even when there's stuff that's open in the mall, after hours they will lock the doors, and they don't tell you which door is open.
Yeah.
So we went to a restaurant at like 9 p.m., which is not that late for a restaurant in Paris. And we had to go around, like, run a marathon to find the door that was open to get in. And the door that opened to get in was not the one near the restaurant.
Yeah.
So, French shopping mall construction is, we're now a architectural critique blog. Or a stream, I should say. I've called us a podcast, a blog, a website. Everything but a live stream.
Woodhouse? Can you come say hi? Yeah, Woodhouse.
And if you're wondering, no, we did not put a microphone on the cat. He's just that loud.
He is now on the desk, so maybe he will shut up. Will you shut up with us? You're so cute. You're so cute.
Cute and difficult.
But we love him.
Sorry, what was that?
But we love him.
We do love him. If we didn't love him, there's no way we would have dropped this much, like, toil and treasure on him. He is delightful, but he is also a proponent of waking me up at 5 in the morning, of vomiting everywhere, of being allergic to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
He has to have hypoallergenic food, but then he got a urinary blockage, so he has to be on the urinary food. So then we had to find special urinary X hypoallergenic food. But that was a little too much for him, so he's back on just the hypoallergenic food.
Yeah, because turns out he was also allergic to the urinary food.
So we spend too much on food, but we do it because we love him.
I'm gonna try turning the camera and see if you guys can see with us. Oh yeah, you can see him a little bit.
There's his little face.
With us. Say hi to the people with us.
Is he attacking your hand?
No, I have my
little pencil?
Apple Pencil.
Which he loves to impale his face on. Nikki Smith says he's super cute, and you are correct.
You are correct. He is super cute.
Which is why a good, like, 8% of the paintings in the Ugly Cat Studio store are of him.
That is true.
If not more. We're monetizing you with us.
Well, he's mooching us, so, like, you know.
Yeah, it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
We give him food, love, and medicine, and he gives us a small trickle of income that doesn't cover.
And a fair amount of vomit.
Yeah. We're now pivoting to being a pet stream. There's one thing that is customary to drink on a day as hot as today, and that is orange Gatorade.
And not just water.
Well, water as well, but you need the electrolytes. Haven't you seen Idiocracy? That's what plants crave, as well as people.
That is true.
I shouldn't say that we have been too busy to put stuff in the store. We put the first limited edition print in the store last week, I believe it was. Yeah, exactly
Yep.
last week, which has been a pretty good success. We're going to put some non-limited, I guess, open edition prints in the store. Coming in August, if we can pry ourselves away from the day jobs long enough to actually get that done. We got to test prints. We got to, once we've decided the test prints are good, then talk to our partner companies that do printing in different regions for us, and make sure that the printer in London, the printer in the US, etc., are churning out good product. The colors are correct, and etc.
Yeah.
Then we gotta, once we determine all that, which is a several week process, because you have to like order it from these companies, they mail it to us, we check it out. If there's a problem, we order it again, you know, with something changed in the image files or the settings that we told them to use. Once all that's done, then we gotta put it in the store. Then we gotta take photographs. We gotta, you know, it's a whole process. I think we thought that when we were gonna sell your art, it was like, oh, we'll just put it up in the store, boom, done. Nope. There's a whole annoying back end process first.
Yeah. It's not that bad though.
No, it's not. I'm overstating the like.
Yeah.
It's not like you know, the worst thing in the world, but it is time consuming, and
Yeah.
it's not like you paint it and then boom, we can put prints of it in the store. It's
Yeah.
there's a lot of due diligence that needs to be duly diligent, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
So for the reason I'm saying that is because we've got a few people on Instagram who are like, is this one available yet? Is that one available yet? And like, we'd like it to be, but I guess you gotta wait is the moral of the story.
Color Graded says, you say cat vomit. I say, offering to the house gods. It's all about perspective.
Either way, even if it's an offering, you
Yeah.
gotta clean it up.
Yeah.
You can't leave like honey and rose petals, you know, meant for Zeus on the ground.
Yeah, that would be sticky.
And attract bugs.
That's true.
You want ants? That's how you get ants. Oh, speaking of bugs, we had a crisis in the studio this afternoon, where Catherine messaged me frantically saying that her office had been invaded by flies.
There was upwards of one fly in my office.
Excuse me.
You okay?
Yeah, I just inhaled the orange Gatorade. It went in the air hole and not the mouth hole.
And Woodhouse left. There's too much for him.
Okay, now we have another office crisis in that the little magnet for my microphone has disappeared. Oh, I found it. I was sitting on it. Crisis averted. So did you kill the fly? Did you let it out? What happened?
Well, I was trying to let it out, but then it disappeared.
So you're saying it still could be here?
It still could be here, hidden in a corner.
Oh, it looks like we got a couple of
Oh yeah.
new Instagram viewers. For everybody who just joined, this is a dog that Catherine saw in a small fisherman's cove in Nova Scotia.
Yep.
And she decided that he is paint worthy, so that's what we're looking at. She has deviated from the original photo of this dog by making him not so fat, moving his leg to the left, and giving him a dapper orange coat instead of the low quality like polyester green
Though it
frog
was
costume.
a frog outfit, so it was pretty cute.
I mean, I don't think it's possible for this dog to do anything that wouldn't be cute.
That is true. But I thought that orange would suit him better.
I think it does work better. I mean, it works worse as a frog.
Yeah.
Though I guess there are orange frogs, like those, like bright, poisonous ones. He looks like he's not very, like, he looks a little disappointed, is his face, I think. Not angry, just disappointed. Oh, we got another person. Instagram is popular today. Unfortunately, Twitch and YouTube are not popular, but... And I say unfortunately just because the live streams in Twitch and YouTube are more stable. The Instagram one.
Yeah, the Instagram seems to be
flaky.
kind of flickering and sometimes like the images change and I'm not sure I can fix that. So I'm sorry about that. Not much I can do.
That's it. We're picking up and we're all going to Blue Sky.
Can you do live stream on Blue Sky?
I don't know. There's too many different platforms these days.
Yeah. In our time, there's less platforms.
Fewer.
Ugh, leave me alone.
Well, I mean, in our time, there was what, like, IRC and Usenet? And AOL, maybe?
Yeah, it was RC for me.
Yeah, Color Graded just complained that the sound and image are crapping out on Instagram. And I believe that to be correct. But there's not a whole lot we can do about it.
Yeah, Instagram has a lot of issues.
Oh.
Like, there's a huge bug where I need to, like, open the developer tools in Chrome in order to start the live stream from a mobile device to get the stream key. Like, it's and it's a bug, and I'm assuming like the flickering is just also like tech issues that I have no control over. Twitch and YouTube like work flawlessly. Instagram just like doesn't want to cooperate.
Well, I guess Instagram is not like built from the ground up as a video streaming platform, the way that Twitch and YouTube are.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll have to review the recorded streams on Twitch and YouTube to make sure for next time. We are still new at this. This is only our 4th time streaming. After years of Catherine getting on my case saying we should do it. So there are unfortunately a few little bugs. A few big bugs. Not unlike the big fly you saw in the office.
It's true.
That may still be hanging out here somewhere. And for those keeping track, Woodhouse, the studio cat, has left the building. Or left the room at least. Presumably he's still in the building.
Yeah, hopefully he's still in the building.
I don't think he ever has left the building. He's left the apartment once.
Yeah.
Which was a very stressful 24 hours.
Yeah.
He and our other cat at the time escaped out the apartment door. We couldn't find them for 24 hours. It turns out they went to the basement of the building and then up the fire escape, covered in soot, and were found the next day meowing outside the fire escape door in our kitchen.
I don't think it was soot though.
Well, it was definitely dirty in there.
Yeah, it was dirt, but I mean, there's no soot in the building. Like, there's no fire in the building.
I don't know, to me, soot is like any kind of like gray detritus. I don't think it was like flame-based soot.
Thank you, color graded. Said I did not complain. I expressed an observation. You guys still sound cool, even in a buggy way. We embrace the bugs.
As somebody who's a tech guy for a living, that hurts to say.
That's true.
I'm getting a message. I need to step out for a moment. We'll be back in like 2 minutes or less.
If you
I'm leaving the microphone here.
yeah, but turn it off maybe, or leave it there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm leaving it there. You can't tell me what to do.
That's true. I can't. I really can't.
I mean, you have the right to. You just.
You're just not gonna listen to me. I think it's getting a day job message. Oh, he's coming back. I think. Yeah.
And I'm back.
And he's back.
I did not close the door into my office, and the server in there started getting warm and started giving me alerts about temperature things, because it is very hot today, despite the fact that Captain refuses to admit it. And that room gets very, very hot. So if I leave the door open, the air conditioner is not powerful enough to condition the air. Anyway, this is boring technical detail that I will not. So I went there, closed the door, and that's it. Crisis averted. Or so I hope. So, like, from an artistic perspective, how close is this to, like, done? It's hard to tell as an outsider.
It's hard to tell for me as well. That depends when I'm happy with it.
So never?
Pretty much. Thank you, Nikki. That really depends, like...
Well, did you see Color Graded's question? She wants to know how you decide what part of the dog to do first.
Oh, whatever part is the least annoying, I work on it a little bit, and then I, like, go all over the place. Like, there's no, like, I tend to avoid the, like, harder parts for a while, but like...
What part's hard and what part's easy?
Like, ears are usually, like I struggle with. The legs, like the paws, I'm gonna struggle with. So I've not touched it yet. um, but I get bored pretty quickly, so I usually like move over quite a bit. Like I'll work in a little section, then I'll add some details to another section, because I feel like I'm easily overwhelmed with, like, if I try to get one section perfect, then it looks weird compared to the rest, and also I'm like, I don't know how to make it look how I want to look. So instead I kind of
Move on to something else.
add a little bit details, a little bit of stuff, move around, a little bit of stuff, move around, and then
I mean,
at some point you can zoom out and like, oh, like, okay,
it's coming together.
yeah.
But also, you do the same thing with switching between pieces. Like after working on this thing for a while, you'd be like, okay, the dog is enough. Now I'm going to work on the peasant for a bit.
Yeah. In general, like, and I love drawing. Like I've been drawing for, like, I was drawing as a kid. Like I've been to high school in like a special like art programs. My mom was taking me to her university classes in fine arts, like to do like life models when I was like, like 7 or probably no less than 7. It's moved. So like when I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6, she was taking me to like drawing class. I really loved it, but I'm bored super quickly, so I tend to like move around to like.
Well, it's another advantage of digital painting is that you can swap between projects in a way that's a little more cumbersome when you have a 36-inch easel in your apartment.
When I was a kid, my mom was telling me that I needed to draw before going to bed, like always. And we lived in an apartment, and I had a little corner where my mom made us. My mom also like paints and draws, and like, so she liked, she encouraged us to like
have artistic.
So we had a little like drawing corner, like a little desk, and we could draw there. And apparently, like, I was always drawing before coming to bed. So like, if we like, even if we were like out of the house, like coming back at night, like your parents like carry you inside the house because you were sleeping in the car. I would wake up and I would have to go draw something before going to bed. Which obviously I don't remember that because I was very young, but like apparently that's what I was doing. I also loved, for some reason, drawing princesses that were wearing ice skates.
Yeah, tell me you grew up in Quebec without telling me you grew up in Quebec.
I was
where even your princesses have ice skates.
With ice skating when I was a kid. Obsessed. Yeah, and apparently I was drawing that a lot.
I don't know about ice skates, but the drawing before bed thing kind of hasn't changed. You still do that now.
That's true.
Like after work, you'll settle in on a comfy couch with a blanket and an iPad to draw on.
Yeah, but if it's late and we come back late.
Like, well, no, I'm not saying you're exactly like you. Like, I'm not saying nothing has changed since you were 4 years old, and that like, if we get back home at like 1 a.m. and we have work the next morning, you're not going to draw.
I'm somewhat a responsible adult.
But you do draw in the evenings quite a bit.
Yeah.
More so than like the afternoons or the mornings.
Well, yeah.
Because of said responsibility.
Yeah, because we have rent to pay and I need to like to have a day job.
For the moment.
Yeah.
One day we'll be able to monetize Woodhouse's cuteness.
Enough that we can leave our day jobs, but not today.
The dream of getting him to be a influencer / OnlyFans cat. Catfluencer, I guess is the term. Oh, we got a couple of new people. Hello, new folks.
Hello.
Catherine is, to repeat what I said earlier, drawing a dog she saw in Nova Scotia. But she decided that his outfit was undignified, so she changed it. And she decided that his stance was undignified, so she moved his legs a little bit. But the attitude and the eyes are straight from the photo.
As you can see here.
I guess drawing his mouth is attitude.
What?
No, the stream may be delayed. When I said the attitude is straight from the photo, in the stream you pointed at his mouth, but it was like a 20-second delay.
Yeah.
How did you decide what color background to do for this guy? Or is it decided?
I think this one will probably stay like similar to that. I don't think I'll change it that much. Um, I don't know. I just thought it would look good.
So it's just vibes, no like
Yeah.
logic.
I work on vibes. That's it.
That makes sense for an artistic thing.
What?
That makes sense for an artistic thing.
Yeah.
You're not like data driven.
No.
You're not doing focus groups of like, okay, Chihuahuas are hot now. How do we combine that with the orange hoodie trend?
Also, I just wouldn't listen to the focus groups.
That's true. You are willful and ornery. Maybe I should try reverse psychology on you then. Like, okay, can you just do anything but finish the pheasant? Like, anything else, please. And then you have like 52 pheasant paintings produced, ready to go.
I mean, that could work. Who knows?
I can't tell you in advance though. I have to. There's a count or a lord in Denmark who's patiently waiting. For those who are not aware, we got an email from a customer who, or a potential customer in Denmark, who was some sort of title of nobility, and he really wanted a pheasant. This was about a year and a half ago. Sadly, no pheasants have been produced yet.
Yeah.
So the first two streams we did were all pheasant. So we were desperately looking for pheasant content, Wikipediaing pheasant facts.
Yeah.
It's not really an animal that we like deal with on a regular basis in an urban area.
Only wild turkeys and pigeons.
And even wild turkeys, like we've seen them, but not like around here.
Yeah. Our neighborhood doesn't have wild turkeys, but there is some like on the island.
That's true. And vultures.
Yeah.
Around here we've got skunks and rabbits and
We have rabbits?
yeah, we've seen them in the when we walked to the store.
Oh.
In like the
Yeah.
in front of that apartment
yeah.
building.
Yeah. It's true. We saw a rabbit once.
And I've seen skunks several times. Behind our building near the garbage cans, I sit down, like, you know, in the evening and turned to look, and there was a skunk about like 5 feet from me. And I think he was as surprised as I was. So we both like froze and then like slowly backed off. And then he ran off. It was very cute.
I saw a skunk only once here. I was getting out of the car, and then I saw a skunk like in front of me, and I was like, "Oh, he's so cute!" And then I took my phone out to take pictures, and then he started running toward me. So I ran inside, and the last pictures of like blurry pictures of the skunk while I was running to safety.
If he was running towards you, that means he was being friendly.
Well, I'm not gonna take a chance.
Yeah, that's the problem. They're so cute and so friendly, but like, you can't take the chance.
When I was a teenager, I think I was in I was the first year of high school, so like I was what?
So that's like
13?
7th grade to
Yeah.
to the rest of us.
My dog back then, she was called Penelope, got
Sprayed.
sprayed by a skunk, and she was very pitiful. She didn't know what happened, and like we didn't want her to be inside, and she was all pitiful on the balcony outside. So obviously we had to like bathe her in like tomato juice. I don't know if it works, but we did it.
I mean, I think everyone thinks like that's like the standard thing to do. I've read recently that doesn't actually work.
Yeah,
But I don't know.
We did it. But then I had to go to school the next day, and like everything was smelling like skunk, including my clothes and me. And it was great. You're like 13 in like school, and your clothes smells like skunk.
Yeah, it's not optimal.
I remember like what I was wearing that day.
Do you still have that skunky outfit?
No. It was a kind of color block corduroy.
Corduroy.
Yeah, shirt. That was very like.
A corduroy
90s.
shirt?
Yeah.
That's some 90s ass.
Yeah, it was early 90s fashion.
I don't know if I would call what the early 90s was doing as fashion. Well, we definitely have skunks around here, not just because we've seen them, but because like they've sprayed the building and like we like smell it for like a week outside.
I don't think it's they spray the building. I think it's just like they get hit by a car or something.
Well, we've smelled skunk in the area.
Yeah.
I choose not to think about them being hit by a car because that's very sad.
That's true.
And we like everywhere in Montreal, we got a ton of raccoons. Supposedly there's foxes on the island of Montreal, but I haven't seen them.
Have I seen one?
We're pretty close to downtown, like a 10-minute walk from downtown, so we don't get as much wildlife as you do in the suburbs. There's coyotes too, but like not around here. I think a coyote would be a mighty fine addition to the store.
That is true. Coyotes are super cute.
And you can leverage your ability to paint dogs.
I'm
Because
not that
coyotes
great
very
at
similar.
drawing dogs, I think.
What?
I'm not that good at drawing dogs.
Oh, this guy's working out pretty good.
Yeah, but like I took a picture of it. Like if you ask me to draw a coyote, like I don't have a coyote to take a picture of as a reference.
We'll have to go to the eco zoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we need to go take pictures of coyotes at the eco zoo.
Maybe next year when we've done our trip through Asia and we go to the Singapore Zoo, we can like all kinds of weird animals that like we should take pictures of, like gibbons and tapirs and orangutans. Though I guess it really depends on what, like, the ephemeral idea of like inspiration. Because we went on a trip to Italy a few years ago, and there's a cat sanctuary that's in the actual like ruins where Julius Caesar was assassinated. And like there's tons of cats there. We took pictures and we like befriended a few.
Yeah.
But like you can't really be like, hey Catherine, like your assignment is to paint 3 cats from that sanctuary. It works or it doesn't work.
I've started one, but I didn't like it. One day I will.
Yeah, but that's my point is that it's like you have to go where the inspiration takes you, and not like you're not like a content factory.
That sanctuary was great.
It really was.
And we ended up, so we it was during our Italy trip. It's in Rome. So we get there, we had an Airbnb rented out, and it sucked. The bed was so uncomfortable, like it was not great. And we're like, there's no way we can sleep here. Like, we're not gonna sleep. It's just gonna be like a nightmare. So we frantically look for a hotel to like go sleep somewhere where we can actually sleep well. Find one and get there, and it's like next door to that cat sanctuary, which was really cool because every morning before like going out wherever we were going, we would stop by the sanctuary, go like pet the cats. Our favorite was his real name is Portos because you can see it on their website, but we didn't know that back then, so we called him Grumpy. And every morning we would say hi to Grumpy before going out to do our like daily activities and like wherever we're going to visit, and it was delightful.
Yeah, for those who are interested, the place is called Torre Argentina.
Yeah.
And it's like a fascinating place to visit because it is like ancient ruins with columns and stuff.
Yeah.
Where Caesar was like where it all went down, but it's also like hundreds of cats, like dozens or hundreds. And if you go during the day, they let you like go into their little office where you can see the cats. Some of them are visiting the veterinarian. Some of them are in enclosures because they can't play nice with the other cats or are sick. And they do some mighty fine charitable work helping these street cats.
Yeah. but it's Woodhouse. It is fascinating that they live in these like historic ruins just in the middle of a city, and they just like hang out like on the same steps where Caesar died. Like that's kind of wild.
And every single one of them is cute as hell.
Yeah.
I think the angry cat we have in here is signaling that it's time to stream end soon.
Is it time with us? Is it time? Let me see if I can get. I'll interview him. With us? With us? I'm
Well,
trying to hold like the mic in front of him, the mic in front of him, and see if he's gonna talk. With us? What do you think?
I think people could hear him before. So, just to wrap up, we're gonna have some new stuff in the Ugly Cat Studio store at theuglycat.com soon in upcoming weeks. We got one recent guy, that's Willie, the dog, a limited edition print that we launched last week, and next week we'll be back here with more drawing. You got to smash the buttons and subscribe to magazines or whatever they say.
Whatever the kids say.
Yeah. I know that the kids call each other chat and fam. I don't know what these words mean.
Hey, chat.
What else wants to talk to chat?
What else?
So, yeah, we'll be back here at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Eastern Daylight Time, I believe it is. And probably be working on this same dog again, but you never know.
Yeah, my goal is for this one to be like to work on this one like on stream, so you guys can see it from like almost start to finish. So we'll probably like be still working on that next week.
Okay. Well, bye, everybody.
So yeah, that's it for us. We will see you all next week.